on a rant at the movies, a podcast where we rant about films you may have seen at house parties. And this week, you may just learn something too. I'm one of your hosts and jack of all trades, Mono, and taking ecstasy at the scene of a car crash is my co-host and master of none, Kira.
Sure, what would their mothers think?
But we're not done yet. This week we have an international liaison from the Federal Bureau of Podcasting, its special guest host and the tan we love to hate, Mark Plant.
Am I Don Cheadle this week?
You're Don Cheadle this week.
Okay, great, yeah, fantastic. As long as I have to be Mark Strong, he's in everything. Rubbish accents abound.
I thought about it, but I don't know. I thought you'd prefer to run around with a Kalashnikov at the end of the record.
You better covering fire. Yeah, you better believe I do. How you doing?
Not too bad, man. Delighted to have you on.
Oh, could not have waited so long for this.
Would you like to tell our other listener who you are and where you're from?
Yeah, my name's Planty. I'm from 100 Things We Learn from Film, with a podcast with my friend and co-host John, where we try and learn 100 things from every film we talk about. We talked about horror, we've talked about comedy, we've talked about rom-coms, ? We've done loads of nonsense.
You have a folder like that on your computer, but it's actually porn.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Rom-com, yeah, because she's not going to go anywhere near that. Yeah, we do all right. We tend to get somewhere between around about 50 and 150 things every week.
In fairness, I was finally finished off the Crow episode the other day and was disappointed with your 28.
Well, it was our first ever episode, so we're going to have another go at that when we hit episode 100.
What was 28? I'm intrigued.
The Crow.
Now.
They got 28 things on their first episode of The Crow.
Oh, not about the dude who actually changed the Crows, who's from Northern Ireland.
No, he wasn't. Nothing to do with that.
All right.
Stop derailing our own podcast. We haven't even started yet. And of course, one of your other specialties is covering films that we want to cover before we get the chance, you bastard.
Well, absolutely. You can steal all our facts, though.
This is true. But I assume you've brought a couple of your own facts this week. And
just a couple. I didn't want to step on your toes too much, but I did a little bit of Googling.
And presumably many questions.
Well, that's kind of why we brought you on, because it's something that we've wondered when we watch this film is just how much of it translates across to non-Irish audiences, because there's a lot of very Irish comedy in this.
Yeah, I think probably translates a little bit better for me because I've watched a lot of Irish films, although probably not the one that everybody else has seen. I have seen lots and lots of Irish films, and I enjoy them. Boy, do I enjoy them. There's jokes, there's pathos. The Irish sure do pathos better than anybody else.
Well, thank you.
That's it. That's as complimentary as it's going to get.
But yeah, so we are talking 2011's The Guard this week with Don Cheadle, as you have already mentioned, and quite a few of our own actors, obviously. The ever fantastic Brendan Gleeson, Liam Cunningham, who we already talked about in Dog Soldiers. One or two of your own then with Mark Strong.
Captain Sinestro.
Sinestro, who was in Sunshine, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago as well.
Looks like Mr. Clean.
He does, kind of. He's great fun in this, actually. I love his exasperation at everything in this film. It's fucking brilliant.
It's so true, though.
It is.
That's my face in work most nights.
I think if you've come from London and you're used to a certain level of speed and availability to certain things, and then
facile questions and obvious statements are not something that's probably going to go down well, really, is it?
If you don't think this movie is a parody, if you think this movie is an extreme parody, just look up the meteorite on the line between the two Garda stations out the west somewhere.
Oh, they're fucking brilliant. Have you ever seen that?
I haven't, no, but I'll be adding that to the list.
It's just on YouTube. It's some bloke rang a Garda station off one phone and rang a Garda station off another phone and held the two phones together.
Had them both on speaker so they could hear each other.
Yeah, the results were
brilliant.
But before we get, completely derailed, doing it extra quickly this week, we'll go for our usual nonsense summary, will we?
Yeah.
Sergeant Jerry Boyle is the lone force for good in the wild west of rural Galway, and the most accurate on-screen portrayal of a member of the Irish police forces ever. When his new partner goes missing, he must team up with a reluctant and culture-shocked FBI agent. Together they must take to the mean streets of Connemara to stop a trio of philosophical drug dealers and corrupt Dublin cops, all with a little help from the Ra. You okay there, Kira?
Yeah.
It is the most accurate on-screen portrayal of a member of the Irish police forces ever.
No, it's not. Your man who keeps going $500 million is. He looks like he should be a fucking TD. The head on him.
Yeah, no, he's
He looks
a
like a
special
fat
kind
Enda
of.
Kenny.
He does look like a fat end again. I had no offense to the actor who portrayed him.
No, but that's
And
just
all intended offense to Enda Kenny.
Oh god, yeah.
But yeah, no, this was one that we saw fairly early on. Saw the trailer for it, was like, yeah, that looks like it'll be very interesting. And it was.
Don
And fucking
Cheadle
hilarious.
just is everybody looking confused at it, which is.
Was it one you saw straight away, Planty, or when did you come across it?
Yeah, it must have had a decent release because I saw it in a Cineworld in Falkirk in Scotland, which is just a little town. So it must have had a decent release. But we used to get there used to be a pretty good set of independents there every couple of weeks. You'd get to see certain things, and this is one that I jumped at, and it was pretty much an empty cinema when I went to see this, and I roared laughing. I think I was probably tears down my face by the end of it. I just had such a great time and went out and bought it on DVD straight away.
Yeah, I mean, still, we were completely pissing ourselves laughing as we watched it this time. And every time we've watched it since we first saw it, like, didn't get the chance to see it in the cinema. But as I said, we've always been curious as to what, especially American audiences, but just any non-Irish audiences, like how much of the comedy lands, because particularly the way Brendan Gleeson plays Sergeant Boyle is there's something very particularly Irish about the way he doesn't give anything away about himself and just loves to wind up everybody around him.
Yeah, it was halfway through the film before I realised he wasn't an imbecile.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's the smartest man there.
He is the smartest cookie on that force by a mile. He's smarter than any of the guys that are coming through from Dublin as well.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He's happy out in his little quiet rural bit where he can take all the drugs and fuck all the prostitutes
Yep.
and steal shit from the Ra and just it's so much fun.
Because yeah, when he's introduced,
like, why would you fuck
and
with
you
that?
see him
like,
taking the drugs.
How was your day off? Energetic.
Yeah. And then when he first meets the other guy, McBride,
Aidan
McBride, and he's just being a bit of an asshole to him. You're not sure is he just a piss taker? But for me, it's the scene when John Cheadle is being introduced and he says, I thought all drug dealers are black fellas and Mexicans. That's when I was like, oh no, he's not thick, he's just a piss taker.
What do you call them? Mules. That's the word. And actually, had I been in a full cinema, I think I might have cringed a little bit at that. But you know, when you're on your own, it's fine, sure.
No, I think the cringe bit for me, where I admit I did laugh out loud, and had it been in a room full of other people, I might not have. When he's talking with McBride at the start about how the dead fella looks like so and so. And his uncle ran away with my second cousin. I know, actually, no, he wasn't. He didn't run away. He was in a wheelchair. What do you call them? He says paraplegic. No, spastics. And again, that's one of those bits where you're like, does he know? Yeah, does he know he should or shouldn't be saying that?
Yeah. Oh, sure. If you never interfered with a corpse, it's great.
And yeah, everything he does is just to get a rise out of people. And yeah, the more it goes on throughout the film, you can see it's not just for his own entertainment as much as it is. That's how he measures the character of people, how much of it they're able to the abuse they're able to take, and how quickly they cotton onto his game. Because Everett, Cheadle's character, is one of the only people, I think, in the film who does have a measure of him by the end of it.
Yeah, well, they'd say that he can't be bribed because he's the unpredictable one.
I do love that scene, actually, when they try and bribe him and he's just drinking the milkshake the whole way throughout.
Yeah. And he puts his head in his hands and she says, are you all right? And he says, I've got the brain freeze. And then she says, what are you going to do? And he goes, it'll go in a few minutes. It's just perfect. He gives zero away, doesn't he?
Yeah. That is Dominique McGilligan, who is Queen Maeve in The Boys.
Indeed it is, yeah. Indeed it is.
Yeah, with her boxer.
I paused it just to make sure. And then I paused it again. I paused it again when I watched the film again, just to make sure, lads, you understand. Yeah.
We're not sure who the other prostitute is, but we paused it just to try and see if we could figure out who it was as well. But no such luck. We'll have to go back and check again.
The opening, I actually found it is quite black humor in it, because that opening sequence with the car speeding
Yeah.
and then zooming past the cop car, which
And
reminded me
immediately
of the old
crashing.
fucking Kit Kat ad up the Wicklow Mountains.
Yeah.
But then it also turns into our old road safety traffic ads, which used to be quite graphic.
Did you ever-
like that?
Have you ever seen any of the Irish road safety ads?
No, but I've been watching a lot of old Irish TV on a particular YouTube channel, so I'm gonna have to get on. I'm gonna have to find those.
Some of them are
road
graphic
safety ads.
as fuck.
Yeah, they were not fun. They really were quite horrific.
So, you know the way in the opening of this film it cuts to him as the car goes past, and then you hear the crash and you see the car is upside down. There's a guy on the road. The TV ads back in the day would have showed you everything that happened in that crash
in slow motion from inside the car.
And do you think they worked? Do you think those worked?
To an extent, they did, because they were really graphic. The one where the girl gets her legs pinned and your man's dead lying on her lap and she's just screaming. Yeah, that was a nasty
That's
one.
a particularly nasty
one. The drink driving one as well, where it runs over the small child through the back of the fence.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, a guy flips the car and it comes rolling
off a
through.
Curb, and it goes through a back garden and hits a toddler.
Yeah, they were serious ads. I don't know how much effect they've had, though, because you still have absolute fucking muppets of politicians arguing for drink driving in our Dáil.
In rural Ireland.
Arguing for?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Rural independent TDs in this country, the fucking Healy Rays being the worst of them, make us look like absolute fucktards.
They blame shit on fairy rings.
Climate change deniers, because God is the only person who controls the climate. These are the type of fucking idiots we're dealing with. So, when you've got people like that arguing for, rural people should be allowed to have a drink or two and then drive home. Sure, there's nobody on the roads that they live on anyway.
Jesus. Yeah, I'm not getting on the roads then. That's derailed my my trip around Ireland, with or without a fridge.
Certain places are fine. Certain places you should avoid.
Yeah.
We won't name names.
That's more the inhabitants and the fact that
except for the Healy Rays.
Haven't been like near decent human contact in about 10 years.
Yeah.
Some areas are a bit scary.
And speaking of scary areas, did the Gaeltacht areas mean anything to you?
Nothing at all. I've got a map up here just to help me of the Republic, so you can point me in the direction.
He's over in Galway.
Yep.
Which is like the little teddy bear arm bit that sticks out.
I know exactly where Galway is. I'm there. It's famous, of course, most famous Galway, as we know, for your man.
Don't you bring up that ginger prick on my podcast.
The ginger, concave-faced, who we all love. We all love him. He's our greatest singer-songwriter in the UK. So he is the greatest. He's our Daniel O'Donnell, if you will.
Does he love his mammy?
No. Absolutely. He's a prick with scraggly, messy hair.
You obviously caught the Daniel O'Donnell poster on the wall then.
Yeah, and here's my question for you, right? I was thinking about this earlier on. So the question is, but I'm going to give it some supporting evidence. Is Brendan Gleeson, is he a national treasure? And I know that all of the other Irish national treasures, I know them. You've got O'Donnell. You've got Flatley, you've got your man, Mrs. Brown. Those guys, right? Is he up there with those amazing people?
There's a subtle difference between Brendan Gleeson and those other ones you mentioned there, which is that Brendan Gleeson is one of the national treasures we're actually fucking proud of.
Yeah. Michael Flatley's American.
Yeah,
Flatley
lives in a castle in Cork.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Daniel O'Donnell is.
He's been extremely successful.
L1s.
Yeah,
I have nothing against him personally. He's for L1s, and apparently
our version of what's his face that shows up to sing at Wimbledon.
Cliff Richard.
He's basically our Cliff Richard.
Okay.
I have nothing against him personally, but I wouldn't be touting him as one of our great exports, despite the fact that he does sell out shows in Nashville and apparently fucking New Zealand.
Okay, I was probably being more rude there to my host. I shouldn't have been. I think Gleeson's one of your best exports. Who are the others? Who are the other great exports? Let's say actors.
Gabriel Byrne.
Gabriel Byrne.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's great.
Colin Meaney.
Saoirse Ronan,
Saoirse Ronan.
Cillian Murphy,
Oh, yeah, Saoirse Ronan's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Fassbender,
Cillian Murphy, Fassbender. We're gonna claim Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
because he technically is.
But are you counting Fassbender separate to Fassbender's massive cock? Because that's, I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, well, he's from Killarney.
Okay, yeah, that's.
Yeah, he's a Kerry.
He's from Kerry, yeah.
Was his penis born 2 streets away?
Yeah, probably.
Because it's huge. I mean, I'll be honest. Watching the Bobby Sands one. I can't remember I want to call it. It's called Misery. That's the chopping off the leg.
Hunger.
Yeah. That was fucking great. And it made me cry. And then Fassbender's massive dick made me cry out my middle eye. So it's great. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah.
Sure, Colin Meaney, he made it into Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell,
obviously.
Pikey on a horse.
Oh, Farrell. Yeah, Farrell's great. Where else are you going to get your line dancing lessons unless Colin Farrell's about?
I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of others that we forgot, to be honest.
You've got some fantastic actors there. Jeez.
And that's just actors. That's not even poets and playwrights and.
Yeah, sure, but you never shut up about those. I want to talk about the actors.
And then going back as well, there's a lot of kind of old Hollywood would have been of Irish descent and mostly drunk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And roughly about 70% of people that live in Boston, they're all Irish, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Allegedly.
New York, Boston, anywhere the famine ships went.
Yeah.
That was where we congregated because we were getting the fuck out of here from Galway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Galway or Mayo?
Yeah, so So I'm looking at the map at Galway now. So where are we in relation to Galway in this film?
We would be west of Galway, heading out towards a little place called Spittle.
I see it. Yeah. Okay. So not a million miles out of Galway at all.
No, all along
Nothing's
there.
a million miles out of anywhere in Ireland.
No, there was what's his face? That stupid prick that's like, I'm stuck in the jungle, but I'm really not.
Oh, Bear Grylls.
Yes, he did a surviving in Connemara, and we were like, you walk 5 minutes and you hit a road.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Unless you stumble into a bog, and if you stumble into a bog, you're fucked anyway.
Yeah.
Because you're never going to get out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just walk until you hit a road, and then you're fine.
You could always run across those boys that did that won the Olympic medal for the rowing.
Oh yeah, they're from Spittle.
Those boys are out of Connemara, aren't they?
No,
they're from Cork, aren't they?
They're from Skull in Cork.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, they're from down in Cork.
Isn't that where you won?
Oh yeah.
Incomprehensible, those lads. Incomprehensible.
Yeah, I remember their interviews and nobody could understand a word they were saying.
And they were speaking English.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they had a grand time, sure. By the way, the bit where your man goes door to door and nobody speaks English, and it's kind of like, they all speak English. Oh, they're just not happy speaking to the law. Yeah.
No, well, the area that he's in is Connemara. It's a well-talked area, so everyone there speaks Irish speaks Gaeilge as a first language.
Oh, right, okay.
That's the primary language of the area, and they Neil Aaron Sheet Berla until they absolutely have to.
Yeah, they won't. They just won't speak English unless they absolutely have to. And if you come to their house and want to talk to them, yeah, you'd better be prepared to speak.
Well,
Irish.
also the fact that we inherently as a nation distrust any law enforcement and won't talk to them.
Yeah, there's that too.
And that was going to be my next question. I guess you've answered it, but what's the respect for the guards out? When you kind of go out west, is there none, or is there a kind of a mutual understanding?
It kind of depends. I would say there's more of a lack of respect in the more urban areas, and the more rural areas there would tend to be a bit more, but it's either out of fear because they're thick-headed country guards who just want to push themselves around, or they actually know them, so it's out of friendliness.
Yeah, okay. That's fair enough.
But yeah, certainly in the urban areas, there's a fair level of
yeah. Well, there's areas in Dublin that they can't go into with police cars because they either get them taken off them, or back in the day they used to drop breeze blocks off the towers of flats onto the cars.
Wow.
So they stopped going into those areas.
Yeah. Oh yeah, YouTube is full of videos of Garda cars getting stolen off them.
Nice.
Well, that was like the flats and into the west, because that's in Ballymun.
Yeah.
They used to drop breeze blocks off the top of those onto Garda cars.
There's an Irish film for you. Have you seen that one?
I haven't, no. I'm going to write that down now.
You'll never understand that.
But we have 5 or 6 areas dotted around the country that would be
Well-talked areas
well-talked areas, and
Connemare's the biggest one because that's like most of Galway, bits of Mayo, Sligo,
yeah,
then down around Kerry, Cork,
there's ones up in Donegal.
Gweedore. You've got Rathcarn and Meath, which is a small area, but it's lovely.
Yeah.
And then summer camps that would be Irish language camps. I went to a Gael school myself, so I went to secondary school all with Irish as my first language.
Your Irish listeners are getting fuck all out of this, by the way.
I know.
Sorry, I'm moving you on, but only because I feel like I've derailed the show.
Oh, well, I mean, that's what we do, professionally, is just derail things left, right, and centre. But I can't talk highly about how fucking funny Boyle is in this, and just the timing of Brendan Gleeson in it, but just the writing as well. The jokes are just non-stop in this. They really are.
Well, you say that, but when the scene, when his, are we doing spoilers on this one, by the way?
Yeah, shoot.
Yeah, the scene when his mother dies.
Oh god, yeah. Okay.
I've seen it about 4 or 5 times this, and I watched that at the gym yesterday on the treadmill, and I had to stop because I was crying. I couldn't see where I was running. Oh, I was on a treadmill, but I couldn't see where I was running. So, that was really, there was a lot of that was really sad for all of a minute, and we recently lost my stepmom, as you guys know, and she was, again, similar. She was in a home, but it was the matter of factness of packing everything up and saying, she was a proud woman, she was a brave woman, and the section where Dr. Oliewu says, there was nothing missing from the dispensary, and you're kind of like, I know exactly where she got the drugs. We all know where she got the drugs. And he just packs it all up and bang, he's gone.
Yeah, no,
great.
All the stuff with the mum is played so well.
When he takes her to confession.
That scene's great.
The bacchanalian orgy.
Yeah, that's great. Absolutely. And then yeah, she's sort of, he says, I never got on with the Russians. It takes them 100 pages to get anywhere. And I thought, yeah, that's very true. There's a lot of establishing work in any Russian literature.
But it is very indicative of kind of Irish people's relationships, where we don't want to address the very serious things. So we'll kind of work it in around some humor. Like, we don't like things to get too serious.
Yeah.
Like, everything he's discussing with her in that is kind of probing.
Yeah, there's a lot said without having to directly say it. Yeah. And then, whenever anything gets too serious, they're very quick to cut it down with humor.
Yeah.
And that scene always puts me in mind of a friend of ours passed away from cancer a couple of years ago, but I remember sitting out with the car, sitting outside the hospice with him in the car for about
the radio,
smoking joints with him, because that's what he wanted to do. And a few of his friends came over and were chatting away, and one of them asked the time. Our mate Brendan was like, I don't know, having a fucking clue what time it is. And your man was like, you tell that you have no fucking job. And Brendan was like, yeah, no, I'm dying of fucking cancer. And it just immediately, all of us just
roaring
laughing. And yeah, it's...
Oh, sure, the prick got the final laugh at the funeral when it was all the somber music, and then it kicked into the match of the day music.
Yep.
Bastard. But that's a very, like, Irish sensibility, is to not get too serious, but it's still discussed in a very roundabout fashion.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I find that I can't deal with the serious stuff, and so make jokes. Simple as that. And me and my sister are very, very much like that through the illness of dad and mum over the past couple of years. It was just uncomfortable and unacceptable jokes and gags and things we shouldn't be saying to people, and people at the funeral home looking at us and say, what is wrong with these? What is wrong with this pair? They're adults. They've got, one of them's got 2 kids. What is wrong with these people? It's just how we are.
That's why we wake the dead. We get all of that out before the funeral.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what a wake is for. A wake is for talking shite and reliving the stories and being rude and inappropriate and all the mad shit that you got up to with the person.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the funeral's the serious bit.
Yeah. We should do it that way over here. We do not. We do not.
No. I have German cousins. They were not a fan of the wake of my grandparents. That freaked them out.
Famous for having a crack, the Germans, though, eh?
Oh yeah.
Great sense of humour, those lads.
But the stuff with the mum is played really, really well, and I like how after she's passed, and I've forgotten Don Cheadle's character's name, Everett, and Everett sees him at the bar and comes over to say, well, just to start saying things because he's an American, and he kind of stops himself.
Yeah.
He starts to talk about his father, and then he kind of stops and goes, "This he doesn't want words. He just wants to be left alone, or just left in silence." And Boyle actually responds then with like, "I know, hang on, the Americans actually starting to get it. So, I'll throw him a bone," and says, "Yeah, look, it is tough." And the subtleties of their relationship in this are actually really well played out.
Yeah.
From the start where he's just pure antagonistic towards him.
Yeah, but then he respects him enough to go and look him up, though, and remember that he has worked on various cases.
Oh yeah, but that's what I like. It's not just about I'm
If he
gonna
didn't-
wind this fucker
Yeah,
up.
if he didn't care entirely, he wouldn't have been arsed doing that.
But at the same time, I'm Irish, sure. Racism's part of my culture. It's a great line. It's a brilliant line.
Yeah, and unfortunately true still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an unfortunate element of truth to that line, but yeah, it's just pig ignorant sometimes. But you will get people who would say things like that and ask questions like that, but without any of the irony or self-awareness that Boyle has when he's asking those questions.
Yes.
And you see that later on with
the detective,
the detective who's asking
inspector.
The chief inspector who's asking about whether or not the mafia guys actually turn people into liquid.
Oh, they start counting the bribe. Is it all in here?
But at that point, that's when Cheadle turns to him and is like, laughs and thinks, "Oh yeah, it turned into liquid," and he's like, "Oh, that's the kind of joke that Boyle would make," and he's like, "Oh no, wait, that wasn't a joke. This guy is actually that fucking thick."
Yeah.
And yeah, the bribe scene is just gold.
Is this real leather?
That is great. It's the whole. Oh, I was gonna. Yeah, the whole. Just everything about the film just had me in bits again. I actually want to go and watch it again now. I only watched it yesterday.
I know. And
what did you think actually of the small child with the dog on the bit of string?
The creepy daft lad.
Yeah. The little weird kid.
Yeah, has he grown up to be in things? I'm sure I've seen him as an adult.
Well, he was in. Was it Love Hate? Everybody's in fucking Love Hate.
Yeah, that was a dark, like, gritty crime drama thing that RTE did a few years back, and everybody who Barry Keoghan, your man who's in Eternals, he was in that. Mm-hmm. A couple of the lads who were in this were in it as well.
Like Aidan Quinn was in it. There's a few that were in Game of Thrones that were in it as well, because basically if you were Irish, you kind of ended up in Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
because they filmed here. So
yeah, I've been to Castle Black. Visited Castle Black.
That little kid in this is brilliant.
Yeah, he's absolutely super. Yeah, it's the whole. It's a Derringer. It looks like a little gun. It's the gun that was used to shoot Abraham Lincoln. It's true. It is the gun that was used to shoot Abraham Lincoln. I guess it was easy to.
I have a little Nerf version of it.
Of course you do.
I lived in the kitchen for sneak attacks.
But the stuff with the guns sorry, Planty, go ahead.
No, you're going exactly where I was going. I've been waiting for this.
What with the
guns? Oh well, actually, let's
with Colm.
Give us your perspective of that scene, please.
Right. So Colm's brilliant, right? So he turns up in this VWT1, which is the Beetle, and he's dressed in the double denim and he's dressed in the cowboy hat. Now, I know there's such a huge relation between country music and country and western lifestyle in Ireland, the west of Ireland certainly. So I kind of get that. And he turns up and he is useless. He is and you think, how on earth did these boys ever get on? How did they ever get on? And he's brilliant. And he's kind of the Derringer, the gay members used to have them. There were gay boys in the IRA. Oh, yeah, there was a few. And this is the line, isn't it? It was the only way we could get them into the MI6. Oh, MI5. Beautiful.
Yeah.
What a fucking
die at that line
dick
every
my
time.
lot that is. That's brilliant. I love that.
Yeah, that would really, really crack me up.
It's true, they're rather.
But it's 2011. We're still making gay jokes. It's okay. It's okay.
I think that was a joke more at the Raz expense than anything
Yeah,
else.
they were both jokes, at the Ra and MI5 expense more so than anything else, I think.
Of course. Absolutely. And he then struggles. He picks up the things and goes to the boot. And, and it's fantastic because Boyle says to him, no, the boot's in the front. Sure, I do this all the time. And there's a couple of things there. So the reason that and here's where the facts come in. The reason that it was built that way is the front has more space to put more things. It's the only reason, and the engine was put in the back because it's a tiny little back.
Yeah,
it was the only reason that they did it that way in particular. The other thing that I learned from this was that the IRA claims that as of 2008, the High Command is no longer functioning, but at no point have they admitted it has been dissolved. Good on you, lads. I know what you're getting at. I know what you're doing there. Good on you, boys.
And I mean, they directly kind of poke fun at that right there when...
It's the High Command. I'm sure they're still about.
Yeah. They're still about. Yeah, I'll put it to the High Command.
Yeah.
But that whole... Yeah, I love that whole scene. It's just from start to finish. And
Pat Short
is the actor who plays the Ra Man.
Yeah.
He's one of our lesser-known national treasures.
If you watched
Fucking
Father
hilarious.
Ted...
Yes.
He's in the I Shot JR shirt.
That's right. Yeah. And he's in. I watched Man About Dog recently.
Yes,
briefly in that as one of the Traveller boys. Yeah, that's yeah.
He had a series that I wouldn't know that you'd get it anywhere nowadays called The Dunbelievables.
Nope.
Sketch comedy, and he's done loads of stuff as Pat Short. But yeah, as in this as the IRA guy is just brilliant. and the line about when Boyle's getting pissed off about the missing guns, and he's like, "Sure, you've got your explosives, you know. What do you need that for? You never really were good at getting up close, anyway, were you?"
You were never one for a scrap, were you? It's brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic. And the little kid, when he's trying to get he shakes him out down for the Derringer and takes Derringer off the little kid, and he's like, "Oh, this is just the," he's like, "Yeah, this is the Birmingham 6 all over again." I was like, "Oh, Jesus." Good kid.
The kid's brilliant. I love when he comes up to Everett and asks him, "Is he behavioural sciences unit?" And he's like, "Nah, narcotics, nah, drugs." Just
yeah. It's a great line.
There's so many great lines in this. I love early on when they drag your man in for questioning.
Oh, the Italian.
Yes.
Yeah, the Italian. I see you were done under the Bestiality Act.
I didn't know you couldn't interfere with the llama.
I love Boyle's response to that though when he says, "I didn't know you could interfere with the llama." Sure, what would its parents think?
There's a guy in Kilcool done for interfering with a donkey.
Of course there was.
You get him everywhere.
The interrogation scene when he's like, "I was battering your man into a state of unconsciousness." Or until he lapsed into unconsciousness. It's like, "I'm not being done on murder. I'll admit to knocking the shite out of this guy with a fucking antique blunderbuss." But I swear to God, he woke up before I left.
And I do like how they call back to that later on, and you get to see the CCTV footage of your man battering with the blunderbuss.
Oh God, it would have been less brutal if it was a hurl.
No, I don't know.
No,
probably not with a hurl.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but I love that. It was like, no. I will admit openly that I was kicking the shite out of him, but he walked away. It's the important part.
Yes, of course.
He got up again.
Speaking of psychopaths, or should I say sociopaths?
Oh yeah, because Mentor called him the difference.
The three lads are great. Liam Cunningham, Mark Strong, and I think it's David Wilson. I can't remember the third. Liam O'Leary, Clive Cornell, and Francis Sheehy Skeffington. The
very philosophical trio of drug smugglers.
Yep.
Well, that's their first scene together, is the three of them debating different philosophical quotes.
Oh, Nietzsche
and Bertrand Russell and
he's Welsh, you know.
You Brits always bringing up other Brits.
Well, I do love it. It was nice to see Liam Cunningham in
his own accent.
Well, yeah, in his own accent for starters. But
because he's from near Crumlin or something. It's definitely city centre.
I think he's in Shakur, but yeah, he's near city centre anyway. Well, no, it was nice just to see him in comedy
Yeah.
because he's fucking gas in this. His exasperation at Boyle throughout, but
Yeah,
particularly
but
in the
he
phone
has
call
a
at the start.
wealth of December 8th shopping days to pull from for that anger. Because on the 8th of December, traditionally, everybody goes from the country to Dublin to do their Christmas shopping in Ireland. Their Clearys, which are now gone.
Yeah.
But it was Culture Shopping Day.
Okay.
And it was
Savage Day.
Muck Savage Day. And it was a pain in the arse and he never went into Dublin.
But yeah, no, his frustration with Boyle from the start when he tries to call in the tip. And he's like, I have a tip about the murder. Oh, which murder would that be?
Weird to me, you.
But he does.
He's like, I give up, me hole.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. When he's on the boat at the end, that's my favourite line out of him.
That is basically just a cheeky little bollocks taking the piss out of the cops somewhere.
Yeah. No,
that's a direct quote from the city centre somewhere.
There are so many things that are just bang on Irish to do with even the way the Dublin lads interact with the Galway cops.
Yeah.
And then just down to like the weird photographer guy is a great addition.
Yeah, just a nut job wandering around.
Did you get anything out of him?
He's in it, but then he's not in it. Like he's there, and then he's back later on, and that's it.
Yeah, no, that's
he's just a local rando who likes to photograph some weird things. It's mentioned that he has a weird fetish for it.
You get characters like that, and everybody else just like, yeah, that's it. Like nobody's too bothered about the fact that he's photographing
they're
crime
harmless.
scenes.
Like he's not causing any harm. Like they're literally every town has one or two of them that are just like the local weirdo.
His line about the book at the end is great as well.
I'm sure if you happy ending, you foiled a multi-million-dollar drug case.
You lot are always writing books about your experiences. I mean, what else could you say? Like, it's one of the things I find is really hard to podcast about comedy is you just descend into quoting.
That's right. Yeah. Let's talk about potentially about the director and his also very, very talented brother. Have they made all the best Irish films? Arguably.
Near enough.
Yeah.
Bar one, I would say at least, and that's one we covered a couple of weeks back with Extraordinary.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also up against Neil Jordan for best Irish director, though.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But I wouldn't call his films Irish films, though, you see.
No.
Neil Jordan is an Irish director
who makes
but he doesn't necessarily make Irish films. But these lads make Irish films.
Yeah, absolutely. They make Irish films which I think are appreciated by the Irish public and the greater world. I have never met a single person that doesn't love, and I mean love, In Bruges.
Yeah.
I've never met anybody that says, In Bruges, yeah, sure, I enjoyed it. You know, everybody, as the kids would say today, stand for In Bruges. It's brilliant. Seven Psychopaths a lot less so, but I loved it. I thought that was great too.
But it is a really hard line to tread, and I think that's one that the Guard does really well as well, is one that is going to make Irish people really piss themselves laughing and get that international audience as well. And like Father Ted being the obvious choice.
Yeah.
Because there's so many things, even still to this day, that are just so particularly Irish about it.
Oh, I hear you're racist now, Father.
Racist now, Father. Yeah. Only I don't. Should we all be racist? Only I don't really have time. What with the farm? And then on a night, I like to. Is it read a book or something? Yeah, that's great.
But it's a hard line to tread, and In Bruges is one of the ones that does it.
There's
really
some
well.
writers that do it really, really well. Graham Linehan can write very, very good set in Irish sensibilities with the cringe factor.
Yeah, he does cringe very well.
But now he is translated.
He does cringe extremely well these days.
Yeah, it was just about
these days. He is the cringe king.
Fucking cringe.
Yeah, absolutely. That guy, I could uppercut that guy. Do you know what? I could punch that guy until my fists were bloody stumps. Just putting it out there.
Oh no, go for it.
Trans women are women. Simple as that. End of.
Yeah, no, simple as, and would have been one of the ones that in the past would have been proud of. Not so proud of Graham Linehan being Irish anymore. He can take his anti-trans shit and he can fuck all the way off.
Yeah.
Your man, the big guy, Arthur, the big guy, the other guy that wrote Father Ted. No one ever remembers his name.
I know, and I'm
massive Drogheda football fan. There you go. That's all I can tell you.
Massive what?
Yeah. Drogheda football.
Massive Drogheda football fan.
Yes.
That's all I can tell you about him.
Arthur Matthews.
Arthur Matthews. There you go.
Matthews, of
Yeah.
course. Oh, and didn't he write Great Lies to Tell Small Children?
Yeah,
And those...
Harry Enfield and Chums, Toast to London,
Oh,
Big
yeah.
Train, Hippies,
Big Train.
I'm Alan Partridge. I got love Hippies. It's one of I love.
There you go. He wrote all the good English comedy as well.
Yeah,
He wrote a fantastic episode about Alan Partridge upsetting the Irish. That's fine. Horses running free on council estates. Badly tarmac drives in this country, at least.
You live on council estates.
I don't see what would be upsetting about that.
Horses live on. Yeah, you get horses on greens here. That's normal.
Yeah, perfectly normal.
You write a lot of brass eye as well.
Ah, Brass Eye, what a show!
Oh wow, yeah, okay, I'm in. But yeah, there's something about Irish comedy, about Irish comedy writers for me. It's great. As I said before, there's the pathos, there's the hard hitting comedy 1 second, and then death the next second. Again, I know we're not talking In Bruges, and I know we're not talking about the director of In Bruges, but I went to see In Bruges at the cinema as well, and I was absolutely astounded by how it went from people laughing, mostly guys laughing non-stop, to the scene in the church where he does the job, and the little boy, bang! I mean that. Bang, literally. But bang, that was such a change in the whole thing. And it took 10 minutes and lots of jokes for people to be laughing again, because that hits the death of a child. I mean, unless you're doing a how not to drive in Ireland lesson is not funny. It's not funny at all.
Say it. I know you want to say it. Bring it up.
What?
I guess talking about how not to drive in Ireland.
Yeah, that's it.
And you're not going to mention himself up in Donegal.
Who?
Best example of how not to drive in Ireland.
Matthew Broderick.
Oh, who's? Oh shit! Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I was miles away. For some reason, earlier on today, I was having an argument with somebody about Ant and or Deck. Because one of those is a drunk driver, but I don't know which one. The one with the furrows on his head looks like a fucking Klingon. He did a lot of drunk driving and got away with it, and gets paid something like £4 million a year from ITV. So fuck that guy. But yeah, Broderick needs to get to fuck as well.
Yeah, no. When you mentioned how not to drive in Ireland, I surely thought you were.
Yeah, that wasn't what I was. No, that wasn't what I was getting. I was referring it back to your to the lessons that you learned at school on how not to drive. But yes, Broderick can get in the fucking bin as well.
Oh no, that was a national ad campaign.
Yeah,
that was running on TVs at all times of the day and night, scaring small children.
What, Broderick? Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, absolutely, with his squeaky, fucking, high-pitched, evil Satan voice. Yeah.
Well, in fairness, we had Bosco, so that we're kind of immune to Matthew Broderick.
Yeah. But actually, speaking of that seriousness, there is one scene in this that I really, really like, is when McBride gets shot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he doesn't. He's like, no, I'll take it as it is and show you for the cowards you are.
Yeah, I really like how that one's played out.
It's good, man.
And that is that's another, yeah. There's a few, like with the mother, there are one or two serious scenes where there are no laughs kind of played for in it, and that's one of them. And as you said, Kira, fair fucks to him. He
yeah, it's just by his fucking principles. Show them all how you're a coward. You'd cheat me in the fucking back.
Yeah.
Ooh, in the back.
And that he's got like 3 scenes, and then he's out of it. And I kind of expected him to be a little bit more than the, you know.
Yeah, the first time I watched it, I did think that as well. I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting him to go so quickly.
Well, you're expecting it to be a bit more of a training day Irish style type.
An Irish
fucking thing.
Well, I mean, given how that first scene plays out, yeah, you could nearly expect that.
You never interfered with a corpse before.
Daniel O'Donnell ain't got shit on me. I don't know.
Are you sure you should be telling me this stuff?
But yeah, no, he is actually in that opening scene, his exasperation with just like everything that's being done, from the latte being thrown across.
They told me it was a cappuccino. So that's also a very Irish thing, is fucking with the new person.
Oh yeah, well I think surely that's an international thing of just fucking with the new person.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I like when he joins Boyle in the pub, and he says you're not even on duty yet, and you're already drinking. Where you've not been in all day, and something else. He says, are you going to start asking me questions, or are you just going to keep making statements? Or are you going to keep making statements, or are you going to go get me a drink? That's the one.
Yeah. And then when he actually tells him what he's there for, and he's like, right, you're boring me now.
I was honest.
Fantastic.
And of course, the scene, his day off scene is just fucking great as well, with the two girls.
Oh,
In Galway.
he is dapper. I want to wear what he's wearing. That jacket and the suit. Yes, please.
With the silk scarf and the rose on the hat. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kira, that's got to be what every lady wants, right?
Oh yeah. That nice gentleman.
I thought so.
Sharpie
Come on, Mono, take notes.
You're taking it to a nice room in the W.
How could I compete with Brendan Gleeson though?
Oh yeah.
No, you cannot. I'm sorry, mate. You're not. You're a good-looking lad, but you're no Brendan Gleeson.
Where'd they get the Garda uniforms from? Because it's actually illegal to wear them.
Yeah, it's same here. It's illegal to impersonate a police officer.
I assume for the purposes of film, it's fine.
Yeah, well, they're not real ones. Because
the ones the girls are wearing aren't real ones.
No.
Shame. I was just packing the car. Oh shit! I can't anymore.
No, the opening when he's just sitting in the bed listening to the Western style music, just looking depressed before he
gets ready,
and those beautiful 70s orange Y fronts. He's like, and with the widow when she comes to say that he's missing, and he's like, I'll just go slip into something
less comfortable. Yeah.
No, what I really like about the opening scene where you have that big dramatic Western music playing and he's just sitting in bed looking horribly depressed.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, well, this is definitely kind of a juxtaposition of this guy sitting there doing nothing and being with this rousing music. But come the end, you have it come full circle where it's the same music and, you know, he's off having this massive big shootout with gangsters.
Yeah.
And I just like that they did there and they bring it full circle. I was like, oh, he actually is the guy that we completely thought he wouldn't be at the start of the film.
I just like that. I'm going down there to arrest them for the murders of the two lads and the lesser charge
of smuggling cocaine.
If you like your Western movies, which I do, my old Hollywood kind of Western movies, it's got shades of Shane, it's got shades of The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, it's great. Really, there's plenty to get involved in here,
and some excellent Waco jokes at the end there.
Oh
as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
All the digs about Waco.
I also really like the line, is there anybody I should call if if anything happens to you? No, just pin a medal to my chest like you did those boys that came back from Iraq.
Yeah.
Fuck. That was good.
And again, just so Irish, just to be so...
Yeah, we're just going to have a little dig.
Yeah.
Little dig.
At the most inappropriate things and at the most inappropriate times. And I really like how Everett's gotten it by the end and he realises that the correct response is to just be like, fuck you, Sergeant.
Yeah.
Right, and we've all got mates that are like that. Like, I remember walking outside at a New Year's Eve party one day to hear a very good friend of mine say, now, see, the problem is Hitler didn't go far enough. The two Austrian lads.
Yeah, two Austrians.
So I just turned around and laughed because I was like, no, he's now going to spend the next hour winding them up until they see his point of view. And then he's just going to be like, nah, I'm having his all on. And he's doing that purely for his own entertainment. But it is, yeah, we'll get the jigs in there somewhere.
Wow.
It's all about keeping yourself entertained.
Yeah.
Absolutely right, yeah.
And just to the point of keeping himself entertained, at the very end, when he's got Francis Sheehy Skeffington and he's killed him, or just about killed him.
Oh, in the bedroom.
And says, you know...
I'm not begging you to say
Yeah,
me.
says that line about, oh, I'm not going to beg you. And he's like, all right, fair enough. I'll be seeing you so. And just turns and walks.
Yeah.
He doesn't say well then, so does he technically leave?
There is the great callback to the street value gag, though.
Oh, yeah. What street are you buying your drugs on?
I don't know what street you're buying your cocaine on.
Yeah. But it's true. It's like, oh, with an estimated street value. And you're like, no, it's not.
But it's great. The whole way through the film, 500 million, 500 million, half a billion. And then when he finally says it, and
it's
in front of one of the gangsters, he's like, 200 million.
I knew it. Brilliant. Knew it. They always overestimate that.
And Mark Strong's character finally finding purpose at the end of the
film.
This
is
brilliant.
Like Christmas.
Yeah.
I do love when they send Liam O'Leary to try and silence Jerry. And he's sitting there and it's the conversation that happens between them.
Oh,
and
that's
he's like, what do you expect when you get, girls from Dublin? You're taking it on yourself. It's like, Jesus, they're really eating the bollocks off you, aren't they?
there was a line in that I'm going to guess that you probably didn't get when he asked him, "Did you pick up a little fungi from Dingle?" Did that mean anything to you?
No, it didn't. I assume they grow mushrooms in Dingle.
No, Dingle, well, it's called Undangan now, and it's a little coastal town in Kerry that is famous for having a pod of dolphins living in the bay.
Okay.
And one of the dolphins is called Fungi and has been floating around for the last like 25 to 30 years.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's
if you go
niche.
out on,
I was never going to get that.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. That's probably
Yeah.
the one joke that nobody outside of Ireland would ever get.
If you
is
go
that
down-
little fungi from Dingle
if you
line.
head down and out on the, because there is the dolphin watching tours there, and they literally will just point at anyone and be like, "That's Fungi."
Yeah, every couple of years now, I say
Fungi dies.
every like 2 or 3 years, with the article in the paper about how Fungi hasn't been seen in about 6 months, and they're worried he's dead. And
Another one will show up and be fine.
about 2 weeks later, oh no, Fungi was spotted. He's alive and well.
And in that very scene, he says when he shoots him, he says, "Oh, there were so many things I wanted to do," and he says, "What were you going to run with the bulls in Pamplona?" He's got absolutely no time for this guy.
No, I love before at the start of that scene when he says you should have like a dog or a parrot, and he says you should have a giraffe. And immediately O'Leary starts thinking about the logistics of it, like it was a serious request.
I was like, no, you'd have to put something in.
Yeah, you'd have to put a couple in there.
Yeah, he's like, here, we should have some dips while you're having a think there. Just distract them.
Oh, there is. It's just we could just sit here and just recount all the gags in the film.
No, it is. It's very funny.
It's so good, and I'm so glad that to hear that most of it landed with you, with the exception of maybe that one gag.
Yeah, there's probably a couple of others I've missed, I've forgotten about, but yeah, I think it has that resonance of almost northern British films that we, or Scottish films certainly.
Yeah, it would be a very similar sense of humour.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And I, for one, and I know everybody rates him, but I, for one, was just delighted Aidan Gillen wasn't in it.
Well, he was
because
in Love
I hate his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't have anything against him, but
he fecked
I don't know
off
if he's got the
England.
comedy chops for this film.
No.
I think he's one of the. I think personally he's a very bad actor, but that's just me.
I haven't seen him in enough things to be honest
Never
with you.
seen him in anything that I think he's any good in.
He was in Love Hate, I think. He was in
He's
Game
in
of Thrones.
Yeah, he's terrible in everyone's terrible in Game of Thrones, but I think that's the point. He's in the other John Michael McDonagh film with Brendan Gleeson, where he's the priest.
Cavalry.
Calvary, yeah, not as good.
He was in this Maze Runner. He's in The Dark Knight Rises.
Was he?
Yeah, he was just some random extra because there's a
Oh,
few
right.
of them. Because that little prick that's Joffrey was in it too.
No, he was in
Yeah,
Batman
he is.
Begins.
Oh, he is
He
in
was in
Batman
Batman
Begins.
He plays Dave Allen in Dave Allen a Piece.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. But that's
Ooh,
the
that's
biopic.
That's a tall order.
Yeah.
I heard good things about him.
Yeah,
In
to
that.
do Dave Allen and Dave Allen's comedy style, which was very much the sitting down, smoking with the scotch,
I must get
telling the story, which Irish people
Yeah.
are very good at, which is the storytelling style of comedy. And he was kind of the originators of that, like Eric Idle Eric Thingy sitting in the chair and telling his little stories.
I must give that a watch actually, because maybe I am wrong. Maybe he does have the comedy chops to be in a film like this.
Well, we have it in there. I just can't be arsed watching it.
Do we?
Yeah. I got Dave Allen at large. I have a CEX, I think, for like 50 cents.
All right.
Jeez. Popular.
Well, he was like, Jesus, he was big in the 70s on BBC.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
up until the early 2000s, they were still showing the clip shows.
Oh, any
even
of the
long
funeral
after he
sketches.
died.
Oh yeah, another one of our comedy greats actually.
Yeah, him, Spike, fucking
Oh, Spike is just another classic. Is there any other last things you'd like to talk about from this film that really?
I feel like we've gone over every single bit of the film almost, haven't we? I feel like
we've gone over every single bit of the film and none of it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked how gentle he was when he was telling your man's widow that he was dead.
I don't know if gentle's the right word.
No, but it was very sweet. He was like, I'm sorry to get to know you. Like, he thinks he's going to his death, and he's pulled out the old, like, dress uniform.
Yeah.
To, look respectable.
Oh, yeah, but I wouldn't know that he was that gentle when she's like, he was murdered, and he's like, yeah, they shot him in the back and dumped him in the sea. That's not exactly gentle.
No, like, he's not sugarcoating it for her, but, like, he was like, I wish I got to know you more.
He was the opposite to
No, it is, yeah. It's a nice touch that he does.
He actually goes and sees her and gives her a bit of closure as well.
Yeah.
Think about the other guy, the other cop, who I can't remember what he was called, when they're interviewing her at work, and he basically says, "Oh, was he working with the gangsters? Was he taking? Yeah, was he on the take?" And he just keeps going on, and you just kind of that was the real cringe bit for me. I was like, just stop, just somebody stop him, please.
Yeah. But I think that was deliberate though as well,
because they had taken the payoff as well.
That's after they've taken the payoff.
Yes.
So he can play it as being thick, but he could also potentially be like, "Oh well, there's a convenient scapegoat for us as well."
Yeah.
But it is equally cringy.
Absolutely.
It is very, very cringy.
Oh, jeez. Kind of like, look, just give the girl a chance. Her husband's missing, potentially dead. Yeah.
And then they went, those Romanians, very touchy, or something. Isn't that what he says after?
Yeah, she's previously seen, because he initially, Boyle says, "Oh, is she? Are you Romanian?" She says, "No, I'm Croatian." Good footballers, the Croatians, or at least they were at one point. That's a good line.
That would probably be the reaction, like any Croatian would get here.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, that's all I know, other than having been on holiday as a child to Yugoslavia. No closer than 3 months to the outbreak of war in Yugoslavia. My old man saw a chance to take the family on a very, very cheap holiday, so took us to almost war-torn Yugoslavia. That part is now Croatia. So yeah, that's the closest I've been. They certainly were contentious people then.
He always has at least one piece of knowledge for anybody who asks
when
him something.
When he's winding them up in the briefing, and he's that close to getting thrown out, and he's like, "No, actually, you're only hunting 3 of them."
Yeah.
And he's sat on that for the entirety of the briefing, that one of them, since he's seen the photos, that one of them is dead in his morgue.
Yeah.
And instead of going, "No, you're not," he just proceeds to act the bollocks.
Yeah.
Until they're like, "No, right, that's it." And he's like, "Ah ha 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 ha." He must have been a fucking arsehole in school.
But he always plays it down, and then anytime he's directly asked, like,
but
when
then
he's
you see
asked,
his and like, obviously the apple hasn't fallen far from the tree, like, in that regard. His ma's a wind-up merchant too.
Yeah. But and you see it with her when they're talking about
shouting at your
Russians.
man with the walker.
Well, no, but when he's talking about the Russians. But also then when he's on the phone at the start, and he says to him about about supernatural.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means? And he's immediately like, yeah, like Aleister Crowley, Anton LaVey.
The occult.
Or the occult, sorry, yeah. And then when he's asked about Rhodes Scholar, and straight away he's able to name a Rhodes Scholar off the top of his head.
Yeah.
Chris Christopherson.
Anytime anybody's actually tries to actively make a fool of him, he's like, no, here's just, there you go. I know about that thing too.
Yeah.
He's really well read is the answer there, I think. But he doesn't want anybody to know until the opportunity comes to put somebody in the place. And that is great. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I know. And you really get that when you watch the character from start to finish. It's just so good.
Oh, his whole portrayal in it.
Yeah.
Is completely realised.
Yeah, perhaps not the most favourable portrayal of Ricardo ever, but I still think it's pretty damn accurate.
Yeah. For some of them, anyway, it is.
Oh, for most to all of them, I would say.
Yeah, no. The best bit is when he goes, there's some mad wee lad on the phone for you, and he's like holding it out, going, he's probably got his cat stuck to a tree, like, look, you stupid, like, thick-headed culty guard.
Yeah, but that's where he goes and gets his guns from.
He gets all the guns. But yeah, no, he's also got that. He's obviously well regarded in the community. If the weirdo little kid will ring him because he found a stash of guns.
Yeah,
yeah, true.
And he shows the kid a fair bit of respect, really, considering, and that's and if he's doing that with the daft lad, what's he doing with the adults and the business owners and everybody else in his town?
He's looking out for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's what I.
That's also very much rural Ireland, is everybody knows everybody else and everybody's in your fucking business anyway. So.
But it's also the kind of the point that it doesn't matter that he's a drinking, drug taking, whoring, lout.
Deep sea or sea swimming. There's fair fucks to him for that.
But yeah,
That's
because
cold.
he is still a pillar of the community.
Yeah.
He does still look out for the little weird kid in the community. He
Yeah.
knows everybody who's around.
He's got contacts with Tara.
Yeah,
And he's
okay.
enough to
But
offload stuff that they found in the
Yeah.
bogs.
He makes sure to take care of the widow and give her closure.
Yeah.
And even the second that she shows up, before he knows who she is, when she says, "My husband's missing," he takes her inside and gives her tea straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas the other hot shit detectives do nothing but take bribes badly and and derail the case
Yeah.
by giving
Yeah, 'cause
disinformation.
he doesn't even take because he left the money there and all. Raised him in their esteem.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah.
wouldn't even take the money.
But no, there's a few subtle touches to this film that you wouldn't necessarily expect from something that is more or less a straightforward comedy.
Yeah.
And I really do like it. Mostly in the kind of the character side of things.
Yes.
But it is. It definitely got hurt. Definitely got hurt. Anybody have anything else to add before we wrap
No.
things up?
No, I think we've spoken at length and in detail.
Let it dry at this point, I'd say. Planty, thanks for joining us on our last record before we go back to talking about The Boys next week.
So excited to get back to watching The Boys, but I am just as excited to then sit and listen to what you guys have got to say about it. Just in lieu of having any friends that watch The Boys.
You are too kind. You are too kind, Planty. We will have to get you on actually for one of them if you'd like.
Oh, I would absolutely love that. Yes, please, and I'll show myself up.
The first 3 episodes are coming out all on the first day, so we're going to be
fucked
time that week work. Trying to watch and record and edit and get them up in time, but maybe towards the end of the season. But thanks for joining us this evening.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
We can't say our normal thing if we don't know what we'll be covering next week, because we'll be covering The Boys next week.
Yeah.
But we can say we don't know exactly when we'll be back with Mono Rants at the movies. But
when we have a gap.
Yeah, we'll either be back at the very latest when The Boys finishes,
or if that Anthony Stewart Head Irish vampire film comes out and I actually get a copy of it.
Oh yes.
Let the wrong
one in. Looks very good. But yeah, we'll be back at some point with Mono Rants at the movies. As I say, definitely by the end of The Boys, if not for 1 or 2 beforehand. But thanks for tuning in, guys. If you want, you can head back and listen to our previous 16 or 17 episodes now. And we'll be covering The Boys very soon. And if you want to get in touch with us, you can catch us on monorants_the_boys at Instagram. You can find us at rantsmono on Twitter. And you can send your own rants to monorantspodcast@gmail.com. And Planty, where can the folks find you?
You can find me on all of the internets. Just search 100 things we learned from film. Always on Twitter arguing with this prick most of the time. But we're all over the internet.
Good pods.
Oh, and we are on Planty Pods with the award-winning Planty Pods platform that isn't a real platform, but we do like to wind up the chancing fucking tossers that are good pods.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But thanks for joining us, buddy, and we'll definitely have you back. And we'll see you guys next week over on our other feed. Bye-bye.
Slan.
Later.
We are Science Fiction Remnant.
This is the Funny Science Fiction Podcast.
We are the Caribbean Science Fiction Network.
We are Mono Rants.
We are One Accord Level 2 Podcast.
This is Sci-Fi.